comes to work-life balance, many people I have heard say that it's impossible, that you will never have balance between work and life. But I honestly think that's a lie. I think that is an American thing that we've got here. We're always working, or it's just the hustle mentality of it all. I don't think that it is true. I think that there is an opportunity to have balance between your work and your personal. And today I want to talk about it. This is a subject I have been talking about for many, many, many years. Now, I will give a disclaimer and say I don't have children, okay? I am not married anymore, right? I am a single. But I have felt this way my entire life. When I was in my 20s and I was crushing it in network marketing, when I was dating, when I got engaged, when I got married, when I got divorced, I still had the same thought process that there is a possibility to balance work and balance your personal life. And so when I started building my business, I was already in that frame of mind, and I was I want to create balance. Now, I didn't know what that looked like, but I knew that I wanted it and that it was possible. And so I want to talk to you about that. So one of the first things to understand is that if you are going to create some type of balance in your life, you have to first come to an understanding of what does that mean to you. Not what does it mean to other people, but what does it mean to you, okay? For me, what that looks like is I'm not working 14 hours a day. That when I do work, walk into my office, I am at work. And when I am finished, I am finished. That I'm not sitting with a laptop all day long, here on my desktop at 9 to 5, and then my laptop is while I'm watching TV, hanging out, or whatever, right? That's what it meant to me. It also looked like that there was time to actually cook a meal, cook meals, hang out with friends, bring people over, go out, go on dates, go to the movies. That's what it looked like to me. It also looked like to me, since I am single, that when I actually do go on a date, my phone is in my purse. I'm not checking emails. I'm not checking emails before the date. I'm not checking emails after the date, right? Or what have you, right? And when I got engaged and got married, that looked like that he went to work, I worked from home, and before he got home, I was cooking or whatever it was that I was doing so that I would be present, because he's off and I'm off or whatever, right? Okay, so when I look at work-life balance, again, you have to first ask yourself, what does it look like to you, okay? And so your balance could be totally different than mine. Yours could be you're awake in the morning and you take care of your kids and put them off to school. Then you do work in the middle of the day. When your kids get out of school, now you are fully with the kids until you start work again the next day when you put the kids off at school or whatever, right? Or it could be that you don't work you wake up in the morning, get the kids ready, you work, send the kids to school, you work, and then when the kids get home, you pick them up and you're present. When you put them down, you do a little bit of work. Whatever it looks like to you. It's important for you to identify what does work-life balance look like to you. Now, why do I feel like that people say that work-life balance doesn't exist? I think it's because people feel like you have to work, right? That the only way for you to be able to generate revenue or income is if you are working. And I dealt with that for a long time, and I still have these moments where I deal with that in my head, right? But we have to have an understanding that even when we're not working, that God is still working for us, right? Whether you are a believer in Jesus or not, God is still working on your behalf. He's still got people talking about you in different rooms. There's opportunities that are coming because of who you are and what you've been doing and how faithful you've been in all things you've been doing, and maybe even in your relationship with Him. That He is still working it all out together for you, even when you have no idea what He is doing, okay? So we have to have the faith and knowing that it's not always up to us, that there are things that are happening outside of us, okay? That's the first thing to know, okay? The second thing to understand is that we have to have the understanding of that, like, if we only work and we don't learn how to play, we don't learn how to have fun, or we don't see the actual value in taking time off, that we don't see the value in like going outside, being with the sun, or joining a dancing group or a workout group, or if you're someone you're into swing or poetry or whatever, like if we're not seeing the value of doing other things, then we just continue working, right? Like, I'll give you an example. I had this moment in time after I got divorced, and I just knew I just worked. It was just what I did. I just worked. And I didn't see anything wrong with it. I enjoyed working. But then I can't remember exactly what happened. I remember somebody said to me, well, what do you like doing for fun? And I was like, I was stunned because I had no idea. And something someone had told me was that one of the things that happens to you when you get divorced is like part of your identity, mentally or emotionally, it feels like you don't really know who you are anymore. You're still the same person, but mentally, emotionally, you don't know who you are anymore. And you don't know the things that you enjoy doing anymore because you did so much with the other person. And I didn't know how true that was until I was just like, I don't really know. I don't really know. And I started to realize, I think I'm dealing with that thing of, when you go through a divorce, that you've got to like create a whole new life again, like a whole new you again, to go out and do the things that you enjoy doing. And so it's been for me 10 years, but it's still a process. And over the years, what I started doing is going like, what is something that I enjoy doing that I don't do anymore? And one of those things was cooking. And I was just like, okay, well, let's try to make a recipe that I haven't made in a while and see how I felt. And I saw how I felt doing that. Then it was, let me go to Zumba. Let me go and take a Zumba class, because I used to love doing Zumba before I met my ex and all the things. And I was like, I really enjoy this. Now my body is different, so I'm like trying to get back going and all that, you know what I mean? But short form video is the fastest, most creative way to reach your audience in 2023 on social media. But I guarantee you that you are having this moment in time of like, but how do I do it? Like, I'm already on camera, but I don't really understand how to turn what I do, long form content, into 15 seconds or 1 minute pieces of content. Well, I understand, because I was just like you 3 years ago when I got started with TikTok, when nobody was talking about it. But since then, we've made millions of dollars in my business, and we've helped my clients, more importantly, make more money than us a lot faster, because we have proven systems teaching you how to use short form video, whether that is Instagram Reels, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, or even Facebook Reels. This is what you need to learn in 2023 to have success. And so we are hosting a 3-day challenge where I'm going to teach you how to get started with short form video, not to mention how to make your videos go viral, but also fill your marketing funnels. Because it's one thing to go viral on social media, and it's another thing to reach your perfectly aligned client, generate leads to your email list, and then make money through automation. And so that is what we're going to be teaching in this challenge. One, I'm going to make sure that your business is ready and you have your funnel ready. Then I'm going to teach you the concepts of a short form video, and then the types of content that actually works, and then strategies to actually sell your products, whether you are a product-based business, you're an influencer, or you are a coach or consultant just like me, and you want to learn how to use short form video. So all you want to do is click the link below and join the challenge. It is going to be jam-packed full of information. I've been doing what I've been doing for 10 plus years, and I'm not going to hold anything back. So go ahead, click the link below, register, and I cannot wait to see you in the challenge. That was something that I enjoyed doing. But another thing was going to the movies. And so a couple of years ago, I lived across an apartment complex, and there was a movie theater where you could pay $5 on Wednesdays and see old movies. And I was like, well, I'm going to go and see an old movie that I may have never seen before, or I've seen before, right? And the first movie I saw was Gremlins. Oh my God, Gremlins 1. And that was a scary movie to us back in the day, but as a 40-year-old, it was funny. Like, everybody in the movie theater, we were laughing so hard at this movie that was scary to us 20, 30 years ago. And so now what I am doing is where I live now, there's a $5 movies once a month, and you pay for it and you have no idea what you're going to see. It's a brand new movie, and it's just, you just pay $5 and you have no idea until the credits roll. You don't know when you walk in, you don't see anything on the marquee, nothing. And that is something fun that I am doing that I normally would not have done, right? Not to mention, I am like, okay, I really enjoy game nights. And so I am working on like either hosting a game night at my house or hosting it in one of the like community rooms, because I'm like, I really enjoy bringing people together and I just enjoy game night, right? And this is me having balance. I won't talk about work, nothing work related. You know, a lot of times I will go to someone's event, they invite me to their house, and I'll ask them in advance, hey, when people ask about me, don't tell them that I teach TikTok. And they said, why? Well, I just want to be here having fun at the event. I don't want anybody looking at my account on TikTok. I don't want anybody asking for TikTok help because I just want to have balance with that. And the people are like, okay, I can do that. And what is that doing? That is me having work-life balance. Me being able to be Kenya Kelly 9 to 5 and then just Kenya when I'm at church, when I am hanging out with friends, when I'm doing everything else. Does that make sense? Because there is so much more to me than what it is that I do, that I'm a real person. But in order for me to have that balance, I had to first value having work and then having non-work, right? And so for you, if you are finding yourself trying to figure out like, how do I balance between whatever, well then it's first, it's like you have to first say to yourself, do you value it? Do you value having time where you're not doing anything work related? Where you're watching television, right? Where you're watching whatever it is you watch on TV, or you're playing a board game, or you are knitting, you're sewing, you're painting, you're reading. Do you value that, right? Do you value being with your spouse or with your children? If you don't value that, then you have to ask yourself, why not? Why do you value getting so much work done than just doing things that actually feed you that have nothing to do with money? Listen, that's a hard question to ask, because I remember when I asked myself that question, I was like, ouch. I didn't value myself outside of work. I did not value myself outside of work. I felt like if I wasn't working, I wasn't being productive. Ouch. And now I don't feel that way. I'm like, listen, God is going to help me pay my bills. He is going to help me pay my team's bills. I can do what I can do, but I can't spend all of my life doing that. It's exhausting, you know, and I had to teach my team how to have that value too. Like our whole team goes on lunch break from 1 to 2. I'm still working on that because I start a little bit later sometimes, most days. And so when it's 1 o'clock and they're talking to me and I'm like, go to lunch. And they're like, huh? I'm like, it's 1 o'clock, go to lunch. Because I want to teach them the value of working and then having time away. Right? Because it's important. Like if I instill this in what I do and I instill this with them, then they get to see the value of them working, being with their significant others, being with their children, being with whatever, you know what I mean? And so if this is you and you're trying to figure out how to have that work-life balance, you've got to ask yourself some really hard questions. Why do you work so much? What do you enjoy doing for fun? What do you value? And how come you're spending so much time and energy with work and less with these things over here? Now listen, if you are someone and you are finding yourself, let me see, what's the word? Money is, what's that phrase we all say? When my money is funny and my change is strange. Y'all remember that phrase? If you're someone and you're finding yourself financially struggling, I understand why you work so much, because you're like, I'm trying to keep my head above water. Listen, I am not someone who does not know the struggle. I know the struggle more than I care to share, right? And if you ever listen to my podcast or watch my videos, I talk about all the things, okay? And so I get it, right? But also, in addition to even with that, it is really important for you to go, okay, I am working so much. How can I actually partner with God so he can help me get an increase on the one job or two job, whatever, so that I can eventually have the one job? How can I partner with him in that, so that way I'm not doing this my entire life? Because the only reason why I don't have 3 and 4 jobs is because I partner with him. I worked extremely hard. Don't get me wrong, extremely hard. But I also partnered with him and said, I need you to help me because this is all I know right now. I need you to take some of this off my plate so that I can actually let up and not have to work so hard, right? So just saying that I'm with you. If you're someone and you're like, I get it, okay? All right, so I want to know, what are your thoughts about this? So I want you to comment below here in this video. Let's talk. And then if there's any way that I can assist you, you know I'm a business consultant. If there's any way that I can assist you, please, I want you to let me know. I do things for free a lot, and I do things that are paid because obviously we have bills. And so I can see in whatever way that I can assist you, okay? So thank you so much for watching.